Hey everyone, how you been? It's been a while since I've uploaded anything. I've been really busy lately doing work, just stuff I have to do. Life gets in the way, and as such, I haven't been playing much League either. I've actually been playing more Magic the Gathering than I have been playing League.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? Haven't been playing much League lately. Just been really busy with life. Recent podcast of an interview I did at a radio station went live. That's pretty cool. But other than that, I just haven't been playing much League. Just work, life, and Magic the Gathering has been getting in the way. Been playing so much of that. Been putting way too much money into it. I think I put like $700 into that in the past month. Gotta slow down after I build one good deck. But no, in all seriousness, just haven't really been playing much. But this is a game that I just played, and by just I mean 2 hours ago, as Caitlyn. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. This game is it's sort of a game of, to premise it and summarize it, it's a game about not having a support during the laning phase, doing really badly, then picking up at the late game. And by no means, this is on the Oceania server, so, and because when you change servers you lose your league ranking. I was like gold 3, gold 2, which isn't amazing either, but it's a hell of a lot better than silver. So this is actually a Silver 2 ranked match that I'm playing. It's gross and bad, and basically, I don't mean to offend anyone on the screen, but the only person worth their grain of salt was Jarvan. You'll see like Thresh roams against when I'm stuck against MF and Nunu, and it's just horrible. I mean, he doesn't even help out with the leash and things like that. Neither does Annie, for that matter. So, no jungle leash except me. And it was just a really, like, eye-gouging game, to be honest. Thinking about it just makes me want to hit my head with a hammer. But, basically, neither team really gives in, and one of us wins. But I like Caitlyn a lot in these sorts of situations because of her range, but even then, that doesn't help out much against an MF and Nunu lane when you have no support. So Jarvan comes in for a level 2 gank, and Thresh doesn't get his hook. Then we waste a flash, so it's like, oh, okay, that's alright. But when it comes down to it, that's not going to be nearly enough. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit angry just thinking about this game. Oh my gosh, it's bad, man. I think the entire time the most wards Thresh ever put up was when he bought four vision wards. And that was it. Like, he doesn't ward much this game, so we're lucky enough to get first blood against Kha'Zix, but I think that's one of the only good things that happened top lane for us. So I'm starting to get her ass down a lot, and Thresh is being super passive for Thresh, like super passive. Normally you can go up, whack him on the head, and flay them. And Jarvan comes in now, but I'm getting creep blocked like mad. And he misses another hook, but that's not a big deal. So we're just merging on Caitlyn, and this is pretty much a secured kill at this point. There really isn't much she can do. So we pop both our barriers, get a kill. It's all groovy. But this minion, oh my gosh, this minion follows me around for so long. And I'm worried here. It's like, I'm gonna die. Thresh hits a hook for the first time in the entire game. I guess he hit the one that mattered the most so far. But this damn minion's still following me. It's like, didn't brush off on a Thresh, just like keeps following me. And my trap stops Nunu from coming in for a sneaky second attempt at killing me. But pretty much, this is as good as it gets for a long time. I'm trying to remember the entire game, but you know, at this point, we're ahead. Like, doing quite well. You know, first blood and 2 kills. It's not bad. But things are about to get a lot worse as Thresh kind of feels like he can just leave me alone in this lane and nothing bad's gonna happen. So I'm at like 300 HP. He's clearing wards, which is good. Well, trying to clear wards. But yeah. So, just to take a bit off the gameplay, in the lobby of this game, no one talked except for Jarvan and me. So I didn't feel good coming to this game, so I'm running like 6% lifesteal and a Doran's Blade to try and help myself sustain in lane more. And along with just like fight damage. It's not what I normally like to run. Normally I like to run only like 2 lifesteal quints and then flat AD quint with more AD on reds. And that's kind of what I like to actually run. It's like an extra 4 damage or something. It's not a lot of damage, but it does help out with last hitting, and you just get a little bit less sustain. And that doesn't matter... Oh, on my table. That doesn't matter a whole bunch. Unless you have, like, Lux support or something terrible like that. But basically right now it's just, there's no synergy, and for some reason Thresh decides to run up on 200 HP. And there's not much I can do here. Like, I'm pretty much out of mana. I kind of save my mana so I can net away from them if they get too close. But I just don't know what he was doing there. It's just not good. Then I notice a ward in the river. Haha, 30 gold, here I come. But, yeah. At this point, I'm starting to feel a bit bad because it's gone from 3-1 to 3-5 in like 2 minutes. And I'm just not happy because I'm getting no farm. We're like 32 CS. When normally at this point I have like 50. That's kind of my benchmark. And it's just like here I'm like indecisive. I'm like, the wolf's gonna respawn? Can I get farm there? No, wolves were taken too soon. Okay, I'll just back.
Rampage.
And then, what do I buy here? I think I actually wait. Because I'm like 30 gold off BF sword. So I'm actually just gonna wait on a BF sword, I think. And on Caitlyn, specifically on Caitlyn, recently I've just been going straight into a BF sword, then building Bloodthirster or Infinity Edge out of it. Before, I was actually going Blade of the Ruin King first. But I recently switched it up, and I don't know how I feel about it just yet. Because Blade of the Ruin King is an extremely powerful item. Extremely powerful item. Because it's got that self-peel ability, and that's very useful. Especially against a team like this, where they have like Nunu, Talon, Warwick, Kha'Zix. Self-peel would be really good. But I end up doing something different, and I end up actually going straight into Infinity Edge because my attack damage was so low after the farm. I'm sort of betting on getting critical strikes. Which is kind of my only real out. My only out in this game, because I don't get to farm up a lot in the laning phase, just because, you know, Thresh is rarely around to help me, you know, keep the lane covered so I don't just get ambushed by 2. And at this point, they left the lane, MF and Nunu, and they went mid, and I took this opportunity to actually get some EXP and farm. Because I had been zoned out of my lane pretty hard, and I'm like 10 CS behind. And at this point, another ward goes down, and I'm like, well, if Thresh isn't going to take it, I will. He'll get the, what, 15 gold or something for revealing it? Yeah, so split the gold between that. And then I just go back, and I'm trying to get as much farm as I can up. Because at this point, I'll either go Bloodthirster or Infinity Edge. I'm not sure right now. But it ends up, I just go straight up Infinity Edge because the extra damage is more beneficial, along with the critical strike, than sustain at this point. Because when I make that decision, they end up being, you know, so far ahead. I can't even damage Warwick here. It's just too hard against his sustain. You know, he's had a pretty easy lane on top, I think. Oh, in jungle, sorry. But it's just too hard to damage him without damage items. So, at this point it's just sort of like, I can't go down there because there's a Warwick, Nunu, and MF. So I'm just waiting, because I know Thresh has 0 wards, and almost always has 0 wards in this entire game. But everyone else is doing alright-ish. Annie's not farming very well. I'm not farming very well.
Shut down.
Yeah. Cho'Gath isn't farming very well. No one's farming well. At all. Except MF. She's like 71 CS. Good job, MF. But it's sort of, I thought Thresh DC'd here, and I was kind of freaking out. I'm like, are you seriously just DC? Are you serious? You can't be serious. But turns out he didn't DC, he's just goofing around. But yeah, just farming. The ADC, like, he hooks a minion. It's good job, Thresh. I think this is where Warwick and Talon start getting really strong, because they get a shutdown on Annie, so it's 500 extra gold to Warwick. And this isn't very good here. It's like, we can't really do much. We're just getting zoned out. And then he hooks himself into... Like, why would you hook yourself into MF? Just walk away. You know, you had your box, you should have just walked. But he didn't. He thought, if I hook her underneath the tower, she'll take the tower down. And basically, I'm not having any of that. One double up and we're both dead. So at this point, I feel like I'm really behind, because MF's up 2 kills and like 20 CS almost. So that's when I decided, okay, I'll go straight to an IE and hope the critical chances are in my favor. Because critical chance and betting on that, it's not all that bad, really. It still works. And, you know, it ends up, well, working for me in this game. If it was someone like Vayne or something, I would probably be going BF into Bloodthirster. Or even just going for Blade of the Ruined King. Just because Vayne, you gotta try and keep up with her attack speed a bit, otherwise she's just gonna get like 6 silver bolts onto you, like straight away. And at this point, I'm dead basically. They flash after me, and then he exhausts me. I'm pretty much dead. I barrier, I do all this, but at the end of the day, they still had flash up after all that. And where's Thresh? Thresh is in the mid lane, farming. Yeah.
Blue team's turret
I think he
has been
tried to help
destroyed.
Annie kill Talon or something, but it seems like Jarvan and Annie both died, and Thresh is just standing there. I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. It's just like, can you please just stay with me, please, dude? Because at this point, like, he still hasn't got any wards at all. And I know I'm harping on this a lot. I know it sounds like I'm really beating Thresh up. But if you're a support player, let me give you a little bit of advice. I'm being friendly when I say this. I'm not talking crap. You're really fucking bad if you don't buy a sight stone. Sorry about that. I'm being serious, because Sightstone is such a cost-effective item for a support player. Supports don't get a lot of gold. And before, you know, just buying wards and wards and wards and wards cost you a lot of gold. So, Riot put in this lovely item called a Sightstone, which gives you health and wards that recharges. I don't know how much I need to talk about this because I thought it would be obvious, but this is the third support I had today that didn't buy a Sightstone. And I'm like, what is wrong with the Sightstone? It's an awesome item. Like, whenever I play support, I go like, Sightstone into GP10. I don't even bother with a GP10. I get a Sightstone first. Stuff your Philosopher's Stone, stuff your Kage pick. I just want my Sightstone. So at this point, Annie comes down bot. I kind of complained in chat that Thresh isn't really around much. Can I get a hand? So we managed to just wipe out their tower because I'm not getting much farm anyway. So taking out their tower is a pretty good idea. And I think that gives me enough to finish off my Infinity Edge. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Like, supports have this weird notion that they need to get, especially at lower leagues it seems, that they need to get 2 GP10s, then their boots, and then they need to get, you know, an Emblem of Valor, and then they can get their Sightstone. No! No, 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 no. No. Right now I'm just trying to zone them off Dragon. I don't want them to get through Dragon. Yeah, alright. Real... okay, I'm gonna be real here. See this Thresh, how he's got a Philosopher's Stone and an Emblem? This is what I'm talking about. It's like, just get a Sightstone. Not only will you have vision, so you know where they are, and be more used to your team, as well as tankier than what an Emblem of Valor can do for you. But it's just so simple. How much does it cost? Like 900 gold? Or something? It's not too expensive. You can get it quite easily. So Thresh manages to get a hook, and we kill Talon, and then Warwick's chasing, and I kill Warwick, but then we have no team. And Kha'Zix is somewhere. So they're putting everything out onto me. We pick up Nunu, but then I die. And then Annie sticks around for way too long, even after she knew Kha'Zix was there. So they completely wipe out everyone except Cho'Gath. I think Cho'Gath managed to save this tower though. So that's kind of good. Look at him just like charge right in. Like, I'm a beast, nom nom nom. That's okay, but I think he dies. Yeah. So, I don't know if that was really worth it. I think if he just defended, it would have been fine, but he decided not to. So now I have an Infinity Edge. Yay, I deal damage. I actually make a difference. I'm 30 CS behind. And I don't mean to sound like I haven't played perfect, but I would have played a lot better if I had a support around. You know, heading up a 2v1 lane, it's not exactly what you want to be doing. So, yeah, anyway, back to supports. Like, I don't know how many people realize this, but supports kind of rule bottom lane for the first 10 to 15 minutes. Or however long it takes for an ADC to get a BF sword or something. Like, until that point, you control that lane. You set the pace. Stop pretending that it's like some sort of weird thing that you need to wait on your ADC to engage to be able to do stuff. Good supports, like, go get a Sightstone. They get tankier that way. And then just rule the roost. Like, I can't tell you how many good Leonas I've had, because what do? They just walk out with a Rejuve bead, a bunch of wards, go straight into a Sightstone, and then get themselves, I was gonna say something. Get themselves, I missed a kill there too, I should have got Nunu. I guess I was too focused on something. And then get themselves an Emblem of Valor after that, using the Rejuve bead. Where's their GP10? They don't need a damn GP10. You run 5 GP10 on Clint's and Yellows, like, you don't really need a GP10 anymore. Like, things are so cost effective. It's like, okay, if you want to really get a GP10, get a Philosopher's Stone, then go straight into Sightstone. Don't buy boots. Oh my gosh. I can go on about this for ages about how there's this weird notion, especially in lower leagues, that you need to get 2 GP10 items and then boots before buying anything else, because otherwise you get no farm. And it's like, I was watching LCS, and it was like 30 minutes into the game, and support player had a Ruby Sightstone, Boots 2, and an Emblem of Valor at like 30 minutes, and they win the game. And I know that's like top tier professional play, team-based stuff, but if that doesn't tell you something, that hey, maybe, just maybe, here's a thought, you don't need to like stock up all this GP10 crap and then get 15 gold every 10 seconds to actually be able to play support. Maybe you should just go pick another role. But here, Warwick jumps on me, and I'm just gonna barrier after to try and block some of his Q damage. So he goes down, then Talon goes down, and now I'm exhausted from behind. He gets flayed up, and I'm just like one big bait at this point because they keep coming after me, and at this point I'm kind of freaking out because I didn't know where Kha'Zix was. And I see he's on top lane, so I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I'm just going to take these wraiths. I don't have enough health to really run into the tower. They've got it. So I go back, because we don't really have anyone who can tank Dragon, and they're on like both on like a third of health. And I think saving the tower is worth more than taking Dragon at this point. And it allows me to get farm! Farm! So I can actually get out some sustain. Because right now I've got like boots 3 because I bought mobility boots when I went back to be able to go up to the tower and chase off Kha'Zix. Oh, and by the way, whenever I'm standing still in a game, I'm usually typing. Yeah, I probably should move then type, but I type generally fast, so I'm not too affected by it. But yeah. Now they're just pushing down mid, and I'm just like, wait, Talon has a Hydra, but it's a Tiamat. But now I'm just trying to farm up more gold, because I'm so desperately behind at this point. I'm used to being double this. You know, by 25 minutes I usually have 180 CS or something. So they take Dragon, and we don't have any ward down there, so we didn't know about it. I don't get red off Jarvan, because at this point Jarvan doesn't like me. But then Thresh just ends up getting caught really badly because he tried to ward at the wrong time. And as you can see, he put out 2 wards. 2 wards, count them, 1 and 2. And that's all the wards he has, because he went straight for an Aegis. Even though I think our Jarvan said, hey, I'm gonna build Aegis. He still built it. Whatever. Jarvan adapted. But, yeah. He still doesn't have any ward. I think he just bought 1 pink ward. It's like, to think that if you didn't go and rush the Aegis, you could have 4 wards right now, instead of a completed Aegis. Because we don't... It's not like we extremely need the Aegis right now. You know, Jarvan could have gotten it earlier than that. But, you know, he's gonna go in and instead get a Sunfire Cape. And by all means, that's an excellent item. Their team has stacked a lot of physical damage. And that's not too good for them. Or even though, you know, they're winning quite a lot right now, it's still not the best. So I'm surprised Warwick didn't just pounce me just there. I guess his ultimate wasn't up? I don't know. Oh no, his ultimate was up. Why the hell didn't he jump me? I would have died. What? What? But hey, we got 5 wards out on the map now. Yay! Vision all on the side of the map where the objective has been lost. But it's better than having nothing. So they keep trying to siege, but we've got pretty damn good wave here. Annie's really far behind right now, even though she could be right with us. And I think if she was, I think Cho'Gath would have engaged. I don't know. I don't know. So, just sieging, just pushing. And I think at this point, Nunu stuffs up. Yeah. Now I remember. He like lagged or something. But, 3 of them jump straight onto Annie and she dumps tippers on them, so they drop pretty damn low. Which kind of allows me to, because I know they're going to jump on me next. Allows me to get a kill here, which means a lot. I release my ultimate, but nothing comes of it. And then I get more money. And then Cho'Gath like goes balls deep, and I managed to clean up the kill, but he does die. So I don't know. I think for me that was very beneficial that Cho'Gath did that, because that gold means so much to me. So much to me at this point, because I'm really underfarmed. But I'm starting to ramp up good. Yeah, starting to ramp up okay. But normally I'm used to having a Phantom Dancer by this point, and then like thinking about my third item, whether I want it to be a defensive or an offensive. Normally I go defensive, because normally the enemy team always jumps me, but they've been jumping Annie a lot, because in the early game she brought down a lot of damage. A lot of damage. And I think because of that, we were able to stick on through to the middle game. Yeah. So I've almost got a completed Phantom Dancer after those couple of kills in that last team fight. And after you get a Phantom Dancer in IE, that's sort of like... Okay, Phantom Dancer, IE, Berserker Fury, Doran's Blade. That's like Season 1 builds. But they still work quite well on an ADC today. I guess maybe I should have thought about getting a Blade of the Ruined King. Just to be able to self-peel some of the dive. So now we start clearing out Baron. For some reason, Annie's like waiting to kill someone on the way through, and it's like, no, just come down and help us clear Baron. You can deal a lot of damage. So now Warwick's up here, and I'm like, he doesn't pose much of a damage threat, but he does pose like a smite threat. So he ends up jumping onto me, but I end up getting away from him pretty good. But then Talon comes out of nowhere and just obliterates me because it's Talon. So we don't end up getting Baron. I end up dying. And then... By the way, this is all pre-recorded, so I can't move the camera right now. So we end up getting 2 for 2. ADC and top laner for ADC and jungle. But this is the dumb part, and I wish I had a panned over to recorded this. But basically, Kha'Zix is running around on a sliver of health, killing everyone, because everyone wants to stay around when they should have just gone back. So Kha'Zix gets an extra 2 kills for nothing. For absolutely nothing. So we absolutely get demolished in that trade. Kha'Zix picks up like 3-4 kills. It's just... Why stick around? Like, you're on a quarter HP up against a Kha'Zix. He's gonna kill ya. And if that Q had a hit, he would have died there. But it didn't hit, so boo-hoo. You're, AP Cho'Gath and Thresh versus Kha'Zix. You have no HP. Stop! Just go back to base, just retreat, don't feed. And you can see, like, gold difference-wise. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be taking red, but I was being derp. Because at this point, I'm kind of on tilt, because after watching Kha'Zix just get 2 free kills, because people are greedy, and do the whole, like, cardboard tier, I'm a chase ya type of thing, and just get outplayed. It's so bad. So I finally got my Phantom Dancer, and at this point I'm starting to hit that point where I'm like, okay, I can deal some damage here. But now going down to Dragon. Don't know if we can do Dragon just yet. They're threatening a lot. But we have an entire team here, and we aren't stronger at this point, I don't think. I think if Kha'Zix and Warwick wanted to, they could just jump on me and kill me. Talon could go for Annie, and there goes our backline damage dealers, because that's just how we roll. Jarvan would go straight onto MF. That's kind of his job though. And Thresh, I don't know what Thresh would do. Thresh would be like, I'm gonna play the support because I'm a support and I should be busting that. So now I get my first sustain item at 30 minutes in. And that kind of sucks because I would have preferred to get sustain earlier, but just because of my farm and the way this game's played out, I could kind of delay it, because pretty much if they jump on me, they'll burst me down 100% of the time at this point, and there would be almost nothing I could do to get away from it. So sustain isn't really a big priority for me. Being able to kill them faster is a big priority for me. But now I have some sustain along with my 6% HP quintessence stuff. But here we are chasing in the jungle with no wards. This is so dangerous. So dangerous. And for some reason I took a really long berth there when I could have probably just tanked it. Like, take it to the face, keep moving. But I didn't want to because, again, I have very little sustain. You know, a Vamp Scepter isn't exactly great this late in the game. And the stuff's still pretty close at this point. They aren't years ahead, but then again, you know, the coordination of our team is very poor. Very, very, very poor. And I'm sort of wondering, now looking at Thresh, gonna bring it back here so all you support watchers can be like, this really seems to be a problem. Perhaps I shouldn't do this. It's 32 frigging minutes in, he gets caught, doesn't have a Sightstone, and is building Thornmail, and isn't finishing Aegis into Locket. Like, what the balls, man? What is going on? This game. And at this point, because Annie is Annie, and doesn't really have any skill shot nukes, like Lux, or Brand, or Ahri, or just about every other AP mid, there's nothing she could do to help clear the wave. I've only got 1 Q, and it's not dealing too much damage right now. So, I don't want them to take in here, so I start beating on Kha'Zix here. Kha'Zix seems oblivious to it, so I end up taking him quite low, and then Nunu saves him. And then, you know, this like weird trading starts happening. Managed to get 1 kill, and then kind of teeter-tottering around because I know Warwick can see me, but I didn't know if he used his ultimate yet. But we can chase them down pretty well here, and then he survives a sliver of health. It was ridiculous. Thought that would have killed him, but because I don't have my other BF sword for my Bloodthirster, it's just not dealing enough damage. Speaking of Bloodthirster, it's almost done. Yay! But yeah, I mean, like, I'm just gonna draw this back to Thresh again. He does get his Locket, the Iron Locket of Solari, but he's building a Thornmail. Like, I understand the enemy team is all damage. I get it. I understand what you're doing. But you ain't Cho'Gath. You ain't Jarvan. Thornmail ain't gonna do you too much. Like, it may help you tank better, but at this point of the game where we have 2 wards out, come on, dude, get your Ruby Sightstone, please. Like, it's really frustrating. I'm not even kidding. It's like, why would you do it? I know I haven't bought many wards this game, but I don't feel like I can spare too much money. You know, I'm sort of, out of everyone here, Jarvan can tank, and Annie and I can carry. Thresh, it almost looks like Thresh is on his friend's account. Because it's just, what? So at this point, they have no wards out here, thankfully. They have zero vision of what's going on. And we're just able to just walk in and take kills. And at this point, the three of us are like, yeah, let's go back in Baron now. They're down 2. We can do this. Thresh and Cho'Gath do the cardboard 7 chasing tactic to, hey, let's go get more kills because we're greedy dumb fucks. And he's dead. And Kha'Zix doesn't die. We kill MF, that's okay. But we don't get anything else. And now we trade the opportunity to take Baron earlier and not lose anyone for a 1-for-1 trade. And now Kha'Zix and Nunu are still up. And now everyone else is respawning, so now we can't push the second tier towers. It's just plays like that that are going to keep people in lower leagues. I'm not necessarily saying, oh, this is Elo hell. I'm talking about people themselves. You know, if you're in Silver League and you're doing plays like this, you're gonna be stuck in Silver League, okay? Chasing is not an option. Never chase like that. Holy crap. 3v5, take Baron. That's what you were gonna do. Take Baron, push down a tier 2 tower. Do something. Now you have Baron buff, and I'm gonna ask you right here. Bet how much of the Baron buff we're gonna waste. Just have a bet. Just have a guess. Just think. Just think. But now I have a BT Bloodthirster up, and I want to actually just take Dragon. And at this point, when you get these 3 damage items on pretty much any ADC, you don't need a tank Dragon to take it down. You deal more damage to Dragon than it regenerates. I mean, you hit for 700. It's not bad. So we end up getting Dragon, which sort of evens out the score. We had to get Dragon and Baron and 3 kills to even the score. Because they are up 3 towers at this point. It's just that long-winded. And it's not going to get easier. So, hey, what is that? Like nearly half the Baron and we still haven't done a thing other than take Dragon? It's like right now, we should be fighting, but hey, what's Annie doing all the way over there? She's not with the team? Watch where she goes. Just watch Annie. Like, this team fight doesn't actually happen. Just watch Annie. Look where she's going. She's going all the way around, when if she was with us, Jarvan would have just jumped in, ulted, she ulted, and we could have gotten more kills. But at this point, we're just sieging up, taking tower. I see Kha'Zix come in. I know he's going to come for me. He ends up coming for me. And I'm ready, because I saw him. Saw you coming. And at this point, it's just, he lands on my trap, I get vision of him, and I can take him down. And now I see Talon, and bam, headshot on Talon, so Talon's down. And now I see MF, and MF's like, oh crap, I'm low, so I'm just going to flash across to the other side of the tower to take MF. Heavy net away from the tower, not to tank it, and then... what? So... that is probably the best team fight we could have had at all. We aced them for 1. And at this point, we're like, okay, can we finish the game here? Can't we finish the game here? Nunu's up in 10 seconds. I don't know. Nunu's got home guard, so I don't know. So we take inhibitor, and then we're like, okay, we'll take 1 tower and see how quickly that takes. Because they're on pretty low HP at this point. Cho'Gath's attacking the wrong frigging tower. But we still get 1 tower, and then we're like, okay, Kha'Zix is up in 4. We got it back. He's gonna dunk Cho'Gath, then he's gonna dunk Jarvan, then I'm in a world of hurt. And at this point, everyone who was in because the chat had been going. This is where we pull ahead. But the chat had been going on and on and on. You can't see the chat, but I can tell you that I was like, okay, Thresh, can you get a Sightstone? Please. Please. Annie, get Zhonya's. Don't go Frozen fucking Heart. What? Huh? You can see that on your screen. Annie has a frozen heart after Cho'Gath has a frozen heart because, hey, armor.
Red team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Fuck. Get a damn Zhonya's. Oh my gosh. Like, you were good in the early game, Annie, but then when it gets past 30 minutes, you're just like, what do I do? Where do I go? I have a demon inside of me. It's annoying. That's what it is. It's annoying. That aside, Thresh finished his Thornmail, because that's doing a lot of job. He's got 21 assists on things. So we catch MF out here, but we sort of trade MF for an inhibitor. We're out of position to defend the inhibitor, so that's kind of the best thing we could do in that situation. Because, hey, look at all these wards! Look at all these wards! All these wards are so good! Them wards! Them wards! And I'm salty, okay? I'm actually salty about this, because stuff like that, where we just have them coming out of nowhere, can be avoided so easily. Now watch this, watch this. Oh, what? How did you miss? How did you miss that? Anyway. I'm a little salty at this point because we have no vision. We don't know where they are at any time. We're playing blind, we're playing in the dark. It's not a good thing. If you're playing blind, you're gonna have bad times. And for some reason, it would seem that a Giant's Belt overrides, Shirelia's would be good to be able to run faster because they do have a lot of chases and a lot of jumps to be able to move out of the way quickly. Hey, that could be a thing, but no. Let's get a Giant's Belt. Let's not get a Sight Stone and be able to ward for the team. But hey, he bought 3 Vision Wards and wasted another hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gold on buying the most expensive ward. And now he gets caught, even with all that vision, and gives another kill to Kha'Zix. Now Kha'Zix on 15 kills. I'm on 15 kills. Now I wait a little bit to go in here to sort of bait Jarvan, or bait them into Jarvan. I get Kha'Zix on that one because Nunu didn't block it. So we trade Kha'Zix for Thresh, essentially. And at this point I'm just like, Jarvan is just me and you, dude. Because I really don't feel confidence in saying that the rest of the team's good. Now I saw Talon come around here, so I know Talon's coming after me, so I know that I can survive with Barrier. And at this point, because I have my Bloodthirster and Damage and my Phantom Dancer and a Last Whisper, I can actually sustain the burst with my Barrier. Now, at this point we're like, okay, let's take top tower because their MF is up and we're all on half HP. So Annie and Cho'Gath think it's a damn good idea to go and run into their towers. And you'll see in a moment here, there's Annie dead, and Cho'Gath's running away here, and I'm trying to kite my way around the tower to be able to go and try and save him after this. Don't end up saving him, MF gets the kill, but I get to kill Nunu here. And then Jarvan ends up dunking the hell out of MF. And at this point, it's just Jarvan and myself. Kha'Zix is back up, Jarvan's on the relatively low HP, and we're like, we could probably Baron at this point. So what we end up deciding is that, okay, we'll go back, we'll spend the cash, because I got 3k, and then we'll Baron. You'll notice that I stopped my recall to plant a trap, and that's because we're planning to do Baron. So having that trap there already is going to save me a cooldown when I get back, and I'm able to put up a second trap. So this is where I sort of and ah for half a minute, and I'm like, okay, I have enough money for my final item. I need a defensive item, and I'm like, GA, or do I want to get Radowin's? And I was tossing up between GA and Randuin's, because Randuin's is armor and HP and the debuff, which is pretty damn good when Talon, Warwick, and Kha'Zix are on the enemy team. But I end up going with GA anyway, because it's, it's got a fairly good amount of armor and has the rebirth effect. Chances are, even with Randuin's, if all of them jumped on me and like burst me down, I would still die from their burst. even with Randulans. So I go GA because chances are, if I do get bursted down, I'm done for. This way, I get rebirthed, and I can actually deal damage. So minions actually stop Kha'Zix from recalling there. And at this point, this is actually really bad engage, and really stuffed us up a bit here. Because we're about to Baron, and now we can't Baron. Now, you know, we lose Cho'Gath and Jarvan, and then Thresh misses another hook, and then Kha'Zix is looking to actually kill someone. And the reason I netted like that, just so you know, is because I was expecting Kha'Zix to come for me. And if he had have come for me, that net probably would have hit him, and he would have been slowed, which then allows me to be able to kite. And at this point, you know, we're ahead, but we just lost 3 people, and that's kind of a throw. And at this point, they take an inhibitor. I can't really stop MF and Kha'Zix. I can Q them, but that's about it. Like, walking up and trying to hit MF's a little hard with Kha'Zix around. So Thresh is here, and I'm just like, gosh, Thresh, hit something. He managed to get a hook, and we actually managed to stop them. I have enough damage to be able to put them both out of their game, and, you know, I'm critically hit minions for 1500 at this point. So we take down their 2 biggest threats. Well, maybe MF is the biggest threat. Maybe Talon's more of a threat to me, but MF's a bigger threat to the team. And we end up losing another turret because I can't really defend against Talon. He's just going to run in, burst me, and then burst me again. Because the time it takes to rebirth, there's enough time for him to get Rake and stuff like that back. I don't want to die. So at this point we're like, okay, we should Dragon. And we see Talon there, and we think, okay, if they're going to Dragon, let's Baron instead. Because Baron buff is the only thing that's really going to turn the tide here. And this is sort of a decision that I don't understand. Jarvan's pushing out top lane by himself when we have a Baron opportunity. And you know, he wants to push out the lane, but he's pushing out the lane by himself, so we're all hurt on the Baron. And I think this is probably the biggest mistake he makes all game. It's not really even a big mistake, it's just, if he had been there earlier, we would have been able to Baron faster. And by this point, we would already have Baron right now, and would be able to run in and finish the game. But Cho'Gath starts it up, and even without Jarvan, we still take Baron down pretty damn fast. So, and now they're here. So now we're trying to get kills, but Warwick jumps on me, ults me, then Kha'Zix jumps on me, and Kha'Zix then gets his GA pop, then Talon jumps on me, and now Kha'Zix is gonna die, and then I think I put my ulti on someone, but he doesn't die. And at this point, they have, who do they have up? MF and Nunu. And I'm on really low HP, and I don't want to pop my GA in case something bad goes down. So I end up going back to base to be able to defend. Now at this point, they actually are about to just win the game, as I'm sure you can see by the timer. And I probably should have followed, in hindsight. But at the same time, I was a little worried that Nunu was going to backdoor or something. But probably should have followed, probably could have won the game quicker. Yeah, I think that was my bad. But all in all, this game was stressful as hell, but it felt so good to win. You try your hardest, you pull out a 22-3 score, and win the game. This is like one of the reasons I play ADC. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, see you guys next time.